listening to Opinions and Beer.
Stone Cold Steve Austin knows that the Opinions and Beer podcast exists in this world. And opinions and beer. Two guys and another guy will never happen again.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah, we got ourselves some Saloon Door, Brewster Cogburn.
Okay.
It's a vanilla. It's an Imperial vanilla cream ale. It's an alcoholic cream soda, man. It don't even taste like beer. It tastes like straight cream soda, and I gave it a low rating because of that. Like, I like a beer flavored beer with my beer. This is beer for children.
Beer for children, exactly.
Yeah.
How you doing, Buck Ford? What you up to today?
Pretty good. It's opening day of dove season, brothers.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
You guys out? Did you get any birds this morning?
No, absolutely not. I ain't been hunting in years, and I usually go deer hunting at the most. I ain't never been dove hunting.
Yeah. I hear you. It's good times. Kind of slow morning, but we got some birds.
Oh hell yeah.
Is dove hunting, like, is it more exciting than deer hunting?
Yeah.
Is it better?
It just depends on what you're into. Deer hunting's more rewarding at the end of the day, but I mean, at the same time, you're out shooting birds out of the sky, dropping them, getting your limits. You're not sitting there shooting one shot.
Yeah, that's why, like, I feel like like you said, deer hunting may be more rewarding, but like shooting doves out the sky sounds more exciting. Yeah.
I'm from California, and we hunt ducks and dove as primarily our main hunting season. We deer hunt out here too, but it really ain't worth deer hunting out here.
Oh yeah, down here, like, deer hunting's the thing. Everyone's got a deer lease and blah blah blah.
Hog hunting.
Yeah, hog hunting, that's a thing.
We got hog hunting here too. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, definitely. If you're in the whitetail areas, you're into that, and they grow them different there, and they you're able to do more.
Yeah.
Here our limit is a little fork and horn like this, and if you can get like a wedding ring on top of it, everyone shoots it because we're so overpopulated for deer hunters, and no one knows how to grow a buck and how to do it like they do back to Midwest and back east and stuff, where they can they keep the stock and they watch it and they let it grow, and then they get right there. It's not that way here. So many deer are killed with a white T-shirt of a guy off the road. Nowadays, it's crazy.
Well, welcome to Opinions and Beer. I'm Adam. This is Keenan.
I am Keenan.
It's great to have you on, Mr. Buck Ford. Buck Ford sounds a lot like Colt Ford. Are you related?
Not related to Colt.
Like, that's a rude thing to say, bro. Not in the same genre, Adam.
The same last names. It's not right.
But you know what? That reminds me of a question. What is your opinion on country rap?
Oh, you're gonna get on it bright and early for me. I don't know. Colt kicks butt. I'll be honest with you. The guy's a singing son of a gun.
Oh yeah. See, you're right. Like, dude, country rap's hit and miss. Like, there's great country rap artists, and there are just terrible country rap artists. Yeah. And there's no in between. They're either really shit or they're really great.
I don't know. I'm a fan of Colt Ford. Colt Ford's great. He's great.
Yeah. I like his song Back.
Down in Napa, in California, we played a show. I opened for him years ago, and nice guy, great singer. I do know that. I just, he found something and he went with it.
Oh yeah. So you met him?
I've met him before. Yep.
That's cool. Cool stuff.
Nice cat. He's been around, just tried something and it works for him. And you can't dog him for that. And people are loving him, and he's making records and doing it. So it is what it is. There's so many things that I'm a traditionalist, and I always have been, and even myself, man, I get a little edgy sometimes on the songs I cut and stuff like that, but.
Yeah, I remember. That reminds me of you saying that, like, your song "Saving the Planet" was like, like, I forget how you worded it. Like, it was just something new for you. It was like staying traditionalist while trying something like a kind of a new style, like the country style that's hit today and stuff like that.
Right. Well, it's just
It's definitely not like a pop country song. I mean, it's a legit country song, but it is like the kind of country that's being done today.
I'm definitely pushing it to the edge there. It's not usually something, that I usually cut, but at the same time, it's still me.
Yeah. It's still, and dude, I want to say I've been extremely excited about this interview because of how traditional country you are, how like actually real to the bone country music that you play. It's not pop country. It's not this new wave shit. It's just straight up straight up old Merle Haggard country. And I love it. Like you said, George Jones, fucking, all the greats, and you stick with straight up country and western style. You don't have any rap verses, And I love it. I love that so much.
It's about all I know, man, to be honest with you. That's just the music that comes out of me. And, I wouldn't be doing this stuff if it wasn't for that kind of music. I mean, I grew up on guys like Strait and Chestnut and Tracy Lawrence and guys like that early 90s when I was a kid. That's the stuff I loved.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. My mom played it so much. I mean, I think by the time I was 10 years old, I knew every lyric to every song, Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's just, I don't know anything else. That's the music I want to play. And at times, like I said, I do get edgy. And, I kind of fall into or try to fall into something that's going to be like, oh, well, I think everyone can like this song, or it doesn't. I'm trying to make songs where it doesn't completely weed out everybody in the traditional country world that I grew up playing music for and traveling and touring and having a fan base of that kind of folks that want to see that kind of show, but also, attract folks that are like, oh, I'm out on the lake, I'm partying, or I'm out drinking with, at a bar somewhere. Yeah, I can party to this song, and
and like those are the kind of songs that turn into anthems, man. You want to bust it out every time you're at the lake or every time you're at a party.
Right, and you got to be smart if you're an artist that's making records and you want to be successful, and you got to be original. You got to be something that everyone's not. That's why you get to a certain level and, still chasing that dream. And I still plan to for a lot of years, but you got to find something that's you. You got to find something that's, I don't know. You got to bend a little bit to get it.
Yeah. However, speaking on that, some people, some say might bend too far. What are your thoughts on the number one spot in the top billboards for top 10 country songs right now? The Billboard Top 10, number one for the past few weeks is Fancy by Walker Hayes, which I don't know if you've heard. Fancy Like by Walker Hayes. I don't know if you've heard that song, but it's the number one country song right now, but it doesn't sound country at all.
Was it that super poppy song? I can't remember.
It's all rap.
Oh, is it? Like, I know we heard it, but it was such garbage.
Fancy Like
I blocked it out.
Well, because he says Applebee's, and therefore it's country.
Oh, that's all it takes. See, like, we got Buckford, who is legitimate, like I said, to the bone country. And then, like, other artists are like, hey, I said Applebee's, so I'm in that genre.
I don't know. Shoot, I don't know. I don't know how that all works either, but I know there's a lot of, it's definitely changed. You can't really go out and play in a bar for years and pay the dues and be like, oh, I want to sign that guy because he's put his dues in, and he's, there's guys that aren't walking around doing that anymore. It's more, it's a big business, and they're hiring people that really don't even need to be singers and putting a face to it. And we play with so many artists that play to tracks, and half the band not even plugged in. And they're coming out of Nashville, and they're Nashville cats. They got they got a single out, they got a hit on the radio, and they're playing the tracks. There might be someone in that band that's playing for real, but there's there's guys that they found at the gym that look good. They're not even plugged in. They're not even playing. They're not even playing something that even makes sense to what they're acting to. Like, they're not even playing the right.
Oh my God! It's sad, man. And you even think about, like, this day and age. Like, obviously, you're real legit country. I mean, the second we got on, the first words out of your mouth was, how's dove hunting going for y'all? But then we got these people They could even be singing a great fucking country song, but I swear none of them have like a country bone in their body. I mean, that a lot of it's assumptions. I don't know their life, but I get that vibe. Like, this motherfucker ain't country at all. You know, he's from Detroit.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not hating on anybody. You know, they're doing well, and they're selling records, they're selling all the digital platforms are kicking butt, and the record companies, they can't say no to that. They can't.
Yeah, no. I mean, what's important is that the country genre stays alive. You know, like there was a period in time where like
still out there really is, and it's not really about. I'm not saying I just want to go out and tour and play music and make records, and if I get on some local radio stations that want to play that kind of stuff, or even if I get signed by somebody that wants to push a song that's edgy enough to be on the radio, that's great. That's awesome. But at the same time, I just want to tour with my band and play authentic music. That's other than that, I would just continue to go out and run a business and be in construction and do that kind of stuff. I mean,
yeah, like whether or not it's being beloved by the masses or not, you're just happy to be doing what you love for a living, you know?
Sure, and I've been very lucky. I got a great band. I've been playing for over a decade together, and I'm proud that I can, support them and keep them playing music for me and travel all over and, make a little bit of money and get on to the next show and continue to make records. And, that's all coming out of my back pocket, and that's fine by me if I can continue to do that. There's still, I mean, people have been following me for years since day one, and I go travel somewhere and see somebody's face that I've seen since, when I had one song out, 12, 13 years ago, and they're still there and they're continuing to travel. They're traveling hours to come see us. And that's like, there's times where I'm like, man, what am I doing here? Like, why am I doing this? And then there's always, every time I get to that point, which happens a lot in the music business or anything you're trying to do, it's that way. You're like, man, why am I doing this? I can't do this anymore. There's always that one thing that happens. It could be a small thing. It could be someone, like I said, like that traveled like 4 hours to see you in some little podunk town, and then like, man, I've been waiting for you to get here. We traveled 4 hours, been waiting for the show. I'm like, that's why I'm still here.
Yeah.
And it's, I don't want to say, like, I hate the whole paying your dues kind of thing, because it's like, I've been playing music with my band, touring. I've been places I've never ever would have thought of being, so it's. I definitely played every damn honky tonk and style of show there was, from honky tonk to stage to a stadium kind of thing, theaters and stuff like that. Or I played those, but it's just like, I've been lucky to do that. It's not really about, people say, oh, you got to pay your dues. And it's like, well, I think I paid my dues if you want to talk that way. And
absolutely,
followed me is like, dude, man, you're still kicking. You're still like, yeah, I'm still playing music, doing this thing. I'm definitely not a new artist by any chance. I've been doing this stuff for a long time, and just barely getting by, and fun.
Yeah, like, I only just recently discovered you, but like, and it kind of did blow my mind to look back and see that you've been doing this since I think one of the furthest back songs I listened to was from 2012, and it kind of blew my mind to find out that you're in no way a new artist. You've been doing this for over 10 years now. Yeah, but it's freaking hauled butt. I'll tell you that much, man. It's it still feels like yesterday where I was trying to find a guitar player to go start a band and a drummer that, oh, that guy's not good enough, or we got to get this guy. And first couple of gigs, or if I can go back there and do some work, I would do it tomorrow. It's so much fun. And just from where we're at now to where we've evolved between, I've had some great musicians play with me for years, and I've had some of my band members been with me for over 9 years, just close to 10 years, and they're still kicking me and playing, and it's just, it's great. It's really cool how it's all happened this way. And from guys that believe in the music and love the music and just want to go out and play and tour and get it out. So it's quite. I just feel blessed that we're here and we're playing music and we're not going anywhere anytime. So
do you guys tour Texas anytime soon?
Shoot, nothing soon. Where are you guys at?
We're down here like Beaumont, like the Vidor,
Southeast Texas.
Crazy enough, we actually have someone turned the old VFW into a music hall, and they just booked Rehab there. I don't know if you remember Rehab, Bartender, and all that. The
Bartender really did it this time. Everyone knows the song, man.
and so it's called the Oaks. If you ever get booked there, we'll be there. If you ever get booked there, we'll.
Well, not just there, man. Like you get booked if you go as close like Houston. If you were at Houston, I would drive to Houston to see you. Shit, dude, I would drive to Dallas or if you're anywhere in Texas, I'm going to see you. Put it that way.
Yeah, it's been so long since we've been in Texas. We toured in Texas in 2014. We were there for just about a month. We played everywhere. We played Pootie's down at Willie Nelson's place in Pootie's. We played in Huntsville at Shenanigans.
Huntsville, is that outside of Houston?
Yeah, that's close.
Yeah.
That's probably the closest I've gotten to you guys.
Yeah.
Played all.
Yeah, I mean it's only like a stone throw away to Huntsville. You know, it's we drive to Huntsville for concerts all the time.
Well, we got a brand new rig and stuff, so we're looking to get. We're doing a lot in the Northwest, up north, like Montana and Idaho, Colorado stuff. We're doing a ton in that region. We're trying to, I don't know, find something as a marketing way. We're going up there and people love us up there, and we're trying to build something around that region. Now, I'm from California, so we travel. I mean, we do. Like I got 4 shows this week in California that we're doing, and that's stuff from private shows. They're playing with Winona Judd on Friday. We're doing a headlining a fair thing the next night at the same place. So we're jumping around doing all kinds.
Yeah, I was going to ask that. You know, what's it like being a country artist in California?
Dude, some of the best cowboys and country folks I know are from this state, man. I'll tell you, I've kind of been everywhere and lived in Tennessee, lived in Texas for a while, and it's all the same stuff. I mean, people think San Francisco, they think LA, and they think that's California. I mean, the Central Valley, California is some of the best cowboy and country in the world, you know, and Oakdale and all that Central Valley stuff. That's all cattle country and farming and dairies and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, and up Red Bluff and Redding, and some of the best horses come out of that area all over the world, you know, for rodeo stuff like that. So I don't know, the toughest cowboys and country folk I know are hell from California.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that. Like, you know,
I mean,
country's not limited to like just like the deep South or anything like that. Country's, God, I hate the quote. What is it? I can't even remember the dude's name.
Oh, come on now.
He's good. He's just not, some of his songs are hit and miss. But country is country wise. Yeah. Was Brantley Gilbert or something like that? It doesn't matter.
if it's anything after 2000, you're asking the wrong guy.
Oh, dude, I'm about the same way, man. Just like, dude, the 90s were a golden age of country to me. You know, like, dude, every single song is such a hit, so stuck in my head. You know.
Yeah, that's true, and that's what works, and that works for 90% of people that are listening and just hearing stuff. They think of what they can relate to and what they can remember in their head. If it's similar, it's gonna work well. And man, there's some really, really good artists out these days that you guys are from Houston area. Cody Johnson is just, I mean, he's one of the best things that's hell, he's awesome. And there's no one, very few who can touch that guy, what that guy can do. And there's artists like that still out there that, you know, it's hard to have that charisma that he has and that way to put on a show and just, you can tell it's just nothing but work ethic from him and his team, and they got a good thing going on. And there's some good artists out there that are, you know, doing that kind of stuff, and doing it on their own too. Cody Johnson doesn't need freaking Nashville to do that.
I think I recall that. I can't think of any song I've heard by him, but I definitely recall that name. You know, like I need to go look him up and see if I've heard him or not. You know,
I promise you. But he's you know, he's huge, and you know, he's, you know, there's great Luke Combs. I mean, there's a ton of guys that are just
great. Yeah, dude, Luke Combs is good. You know, he's very. You know, he's got that new country style, but it's definitely not that pop country. Like he's legitimate down home country. You know.
And Cody Johnson's very similar. I think Cody's better than him. He's I don't know. He's just a guy that's just done it. You know, he's kind of started back when I started, a little before me, and he's put records out, and finally, and Nashville's like, all right, who the heck is this guy? You know, I think he's with Capital now, but it was on his turn. Like it's not a typical record label signing. It's like it's Cody Johnson still, but you know, Capital's kind of on the side doing his thing, and they're allowing that because it's Cody Johnson, because he's, you know, who he is.
Yeah.
But, he's still a Texas guy, and he's still an independent artist in that way, because he's not a new artist. He's been around for a long time. He's made records on his own. He didn't need Nashville. He was selling out Houston Astrodome before he was signed as an independent. You know, and I think he did. He's a bad dude. And there's a ton of guys like that out there that are good as well, and they don't really get seen, and you know, but have paid their dues, but have gone out there and played a freaking venue from Maine to California. I mean, and it's you know, it's hard to see sometimes where you see an artist that's never been on stage. There's artists that have a single out and they got signed to somebody, and they come out to California, they come out and we'll open up for them because they're a guy that has a single on the radio, and you can tell they'd never have any stage experience. They don't know how to put a show. So, and I see that a lot now.
It sounds like, man, that'd be rough, you know?
and then on top of it, they have a group that's playing the tracks, and you know, tracks work sometimes when, you know, it's modern days. People want to hear exactly what they're hearing on the record, and not everybody can emulate that sound live. Man,
I can't even fathom that, though. You're saying when they play the tracks, it's just the singer on stage without a band behind them, and they're playing the tracks?
Well, no, they have a band there, but the band's not plugged in. They're not playing. They're just acting. It's just an acting show.
Jesus Christ, that's a thing? No!
It's like, that's real. That's real.
It's like that's a step away from lip syncing, you know?
What is lip? It's lip playing.
It's instrument syncing.
Yeah, singing.
You know, it's a trick too. I mean, you go to those stadiums and you see a lot, and you'd be surprised. I'm not gonna mention any names, but a lot of those big names that you see, you go see a concert in a big stadium in a town near you. Majority of them have some kind of track going behind them. You know, not all of them are, but on a big touring act, for the most part, they're playing, but they are playing to tracks, which is fine. That's a tool that you can use. That's not, you know, it's not necessarily easy to play with tracks and also play along with that as a group, but
and not fail, and like to pull it off and make it work, you know.
Right, but there are some bands that are strictly tracks. No one's plugged in, or they're fakely plugged in, but it's getting to the point now people don't even care because people don't realize it. They don't have a wireless coming out of their guitar. They don't have their amp's not even out of the case yet. It's sitting.
And like people are just, you know, they're centered on the singer enough that they don't notice that.
You know, it's nuts. It's crazy how where the bar is on that. It's like, I watched a guy. We were playing with this big act. I'm not gonna mention the name, but they had a steel guitar player, right? So the steel guitar player, they flew in the steel guitar because the guy didn't have it on the road. It's like, whatever. It's just, they're just not playing it anyways. And
yeah.
The pedal steel guitar has pedals underneath, you know, and pedals underneath. The guy's sitting on a freaking chair, and he's a big dude, and his knees are above the steel guitar, and he's like, doesn't even have his picks on, and he's got a bar, and he's just sitting there like this. It's not plugged in. And they're getting all the steel sound out of the front from their track. It was so comical.
Man,
I mean,
that's why, like, again, I would like, before I say this, I would like to state, like, if you came close to us and it was a big, huge stadium show, I'd go see you. But for the most part, I stay away from stadium shows. I like to go to bar shows, you know, bar concerts, man, like the Warehouse and shit like that, you know?
Yeah, no, I hear you. Now, if you want to see a show, for a real show, that's where you want to go see one. You're not going to get that right, you know, intimate, or even the sound's not going to be as good.
No, yeah, and you know, one of the little things that I love about small bar shows, there's not like, oh, I paid for this seating or I paid for this area. You pay for admission, and then you use your strength to get to the front. You fight. See, really, like, and again, I'm thinking of like other genres. Like, man, like there's a huge difference in atmosphere between like a country show and a metal show. And I've just been to a lot of metal concerts and bars and stuff. And it's just like, you know, when shit's getting aggressive, you can get front and center, but you can't be weak. You gotta use your strength to get there. And again, that's not the atmosphere of a country show. Everyone's like having a great time. They're kind of chilling and watching the show. And I could totally use my strength to get to the front of a country show.
You have to two-step.
Get out of my way! And no one would expect that because they're like, you know, it's a country show, and I got that metal show vibe going on.
You out.
Oh yeah, these families are like, what is this guy doing?
Right. Yeah, no, it's getting there though. Some of those shows they're straight up rock show, man. If you go to, I mean, they're starting to mosh and stuff in some of those, you know, newer country acts.
Oh Jesus Christ! I would pay to see that, and I would have to because you know you got to pay to get in.
Yeah, but no, man. Fuck, I miss Texas, man. I've been there in years, and
Have you heard of Clay Walker or Tracy Bird?
Yeah, Beaumont boys, buddy.
Well, no, technically Viter boys, but yeah.
Yes, they don't like that. We're in Viter right now, and both of them are from Viter. But the closest, Viter is a small town. The closest biggish city to Viter is Beaumont. So just to cut out like a whole like elaboration of where they're from, they just tell everybody they're from Beaumont, so they don't have to explain the where the small town that they're actually from is. You know. Yeah. So yeah, like they're from Viter.
I mean, I'm from Vacaville, but I say I'm from Sacramento because that's the closest thing.
Yeah.
I don't know where Vacaville is. I mean,
yeah, it's the same exact thing. So like, yeah, but like, yeah, Tracy Bird and what was the other one?
Clay Walker.
Yeah, I knew that. Tracy Bird and Clay Walker, they're from our small little town of Viter.
Wow, and I know Beaumont because of Mark Chestnut, George Jones,
yes,
Clay Walker, and Tracy Bird. That's why I know Beaumont. They're Beaumont boys, and that's just like another band out of Beaumont. It's pretty common, and there's a. It's known for its honing out some good.
Now, one of them did steal a piggy bank from my cousin, and
that's Tracy Bird.
And I think it was Tracy Bird. Tracy Bird, if you see this video, please give back the piggy bank money that you stole from my cousin when you were a teenager. Thank you.
There's an old story everyone loves to tell down here, and it's of people saw like George Jones straight up like driving to the gas station to get beer on a lawnmower. And that's all, dude, like everyone talks about it. So like someone's seen George Jones on a lawnmower heading to the store once, and it is a Viter legend now.
I got a crazy story just like that. I've never really shared it. I'm sure a couple buddies might know it, but we were down drinking. This is probably long before I met my wife. All right, long time.
He's like, I want to let that be known.
Yeah. But anyway, so we were down drinking in my hometown, Vacaville. I forget, it was me, my buddy Johnny. Man, I forget what we were doing. I think a lot of our other friends were out, and just me and him. And I got pretty slammed, and one of the bartenders knew me, a good friend of mine, and like, you're not driving home. Give me your keys right now. I'm like, I'm driving home. What are you talking about? Like, no, you're not. I'm like, I'm getting my truck home one way or another, right? So she's like, no. She got my keys somehow. I think Johnny stole them out of my pocket and gave them to her. Right? She ends up driving me home, drops me off at the house, and I'm like, cool. Yeah, thanks for the ride, right? And I had this quad. I live about 9 miles at the time outside of the town of Vacaville, out in the country. And I have a 4-wheeler, an old hunting quad that I strapped a ramp to the back of it, bungee tied it. I'm like, I'm going to town, getting my truck, pulling my quad into my truck, and I'm driving home. And I don't know how I remember this, but I drove all the way into town. Cars passed me. I'm in this 4-wheeler. I got this ramp, the big fold-out ramp that I put my quad into. It bungeed to my 4-wheeler, right? And I make it all the way down. And I'm down. This is downtown Vacaville. Downtown, I parked right in front. I don't want to mention names because, I wasn't a fan of that bar I was at anyways. But parked right in front of that bar, downtown Vacaville. I make it to my truck, put the tailgate down, put the ramp up there, load my quad up there. People are still at the bar. It's before 1 o'clock. It was like almost 1 o'clock. Load my ramp up, shut the door. I jump in my truck and I drive the damn thing home. And no, I mean, I thank God. It was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done.
It's like, God damn it, I'm gonna get my truck now. My truck's
Tell me how to live my life.
my truck's coming home with me now.
Just how lucky I was, because Vacaville is one of those. I mean, there's cops everywhere, and I didn't even cross my mind. Didn't even think about that night. But the next day, I was like, how did I pull that off? Why?
Oh yeah, I've had some nights like that.
That's such a horrible story, because I was clearly just completely smashed, and people. They got
Well, yeah, I mean, like, everyone has memories like that. It's like you don't want to condone drinking and driving, but we've all done it successfully, and you know those stories of successfully drinking and driving, you want to make sure to come across as like you're not condoning drinking and driving, but holy shit, this worked out, you know?
Yeah, so that was one of my lowest, dumbest things I've ever done. Kind of in my George Jones story right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but it makes a good story. So
No, they didn't pull me. I didn't get pulled over and have that whole cool backstory video cammed or nothing.
Oh yeah, like, and that's how I got my DUI. You know?
But, luckily, I got home and I won't do that again. But
Yeah, I'm absolutely glad you got home that night, man. Like, and dude, like, it's funny that like that's the like people's huge concern for drinking and driving isn't the danger. It's like the legal damage it can do to your life. You know, don't drink and drive. Why? Because you might hurt somebody. No, you might get pulled over.
watch. Be careful out there. No, the cops will get you.
Yeah. They'll fucking get you too.
This guy's crashed into the ditch a few times, and we have had to pull him out.
Yeah, he had to. Oh man! All right, so I'm in the ditch, and like the ass end of my car is hanging out of this ditch so much that you can stand underneath my car. like you can walk underneath my car and have your head below my muffler because it's just in the ditch that much. And we're on some backwoods inviter. I'm freaking out like, bro, what are we gonna do? We call this, an old good old friend of ours, and like, thank God he was awake at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning. And he's like, yeah, I'll come out there and I'll dig you out the ditch. We're sitting there waiting on him, dude. Any second a cop could come by and my life could end. I mean, a cop could come by and I am just fucked, But thank God this dude got there in time and he got my car out the ditch, and like no cop ever came by while we're doing all this. But dude, it was just chance, just any second. This story could have went so differently, and I could have, I could have been like, and that's how I got my first DUI.
He tried flooring it. He put it in reverse and floored it. He backed up into the ditch.
I had it. I was like, dude, I got this.
He backed up to the ditch, and then he was like, oh, I got this, and he floored it even more so, and then just got stuck.
That's why you drive a truck.
And then the truck,
the car.
Well, the truck couldn't even pull it out right, so we all had to like jump on the back of it to get it to like go down.
Yeah, dude. Like, all right. So the truck's trying to pull it out, but it's so in the ditch, and the ass is in the air so fucking much that he just like we had a rope attached to the car and attached to the truck, but it's just I don't know. I guess the truck couldn't get leverage because of how high the car is in the air. So all of us literally sat on the trunk while he tried to pull it out. And again, like if I had a truck, I never would have had that problem. Fuck cars, man. Cars.
Oh yeah. No, I got my truck stuck so many damn times. It's not even funny.
Jeez.
Good time. Good
Oh
times.
yeah.
But a lot of mud and a lot of country 4x4s up in California. Don't you worry. So it's not all Teslas and BMWs around here, buddy.
Oh yeah. See, like I know that. Like I know the reputation that California has, but like I said, there's country people everywhere. There's country parts of every state.
Sure. Absolutely. there is. And hey, that's what makes the world go around, man. Crazy country folk living off the land, and
I mean, like you know, like not just in America. Like we're talking about how like worldwide, like every country has their backwoods people. You know?
Oh yeah. I played. We headlined a show and a couple shows in France back in 2018. We got to see the countryside in France. Talk about some country living.
Oh my God! I never even thought about that.
Yeah, man.
Like I'm thinking like England and Ireland. Holy shit! To meet like a backwoods country French person. My mind has never even fathomed that, so I would just love to see that. You know,
so much fun, and it was we headlined a rodeo, and they had a big giant circus tent set
in
up
France.
In France,
Holy shit!
it was awesome, by the way. But big, I mean, ginormous circus tent, about as the size of the rodeo grounds, just right next to the rodeo arena. And afterwards, everyone would go in there and party and have a good time, and it was freaking awesome. But the rodeo, it's so funny because they did the American national anthem. They did everything. They did more American stuff there than I've ever seen at any rodeo.
Jesus.
Yeah, like I guess like they straight up they adopted the whole American rodeo, and they didn't even try to Frenchify it. They just kept it American.
No, well, my French teacher told me that the French love Texans and like they love country, the countryishness.
That kind of blows my mind.
Yeah,
Maybe.
Yeah,
I should think about.
Well, one of my songs, Something About Them Cowgirls, went to number 3 on the charts there in France.
Yeah. See?
Oh yeah,
They love it.
I know that song too. Yeah.
I hired on to go there for that song, and people were freaking crazy about that song. And they knew like almost every other song I did as well. They didn't know, like when I was speaking in between songs, they had nothing to do with it. They had no idea. But they knew as soon as you start playing what song we were playing, they had it down. It was freaking awesome. And I just thought, I was so amazed by how American they were.
American they were.
Yeah. Like I never would have imagined that.
They want to put that much freaking work into it and show that much freaking charisma to freaking respect something like that. Fuck, they're Americans, man. Shit.
Yeah, and that contradicts like stereotypes that go with the French. Like they're so anti-American. You know, like that's all I ever hear is how much the France hates America.
Well, they are. They are anti-American, but they're very pro-country.
Yeah. They're anti-city folk.
It's so funny, like all their vendors, like they had, it was full blown, like it was like Cheyenne in France, I swear.
Oh man!
But they had all these vendors, like vendor row, and their thing was imported American-made products. Wrangler, they had all
Wrangler.
Oh hell yeah!
To sell and be a part of it. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, I came here to see something different. And then like they're all trying to like push like, oh, these are all American made stuff. We got this here, and it was all stuff that we would buy at our road or whatever. But they really like they were like so proud of that. Like, oh man, we got to go all American stuff. You got to go check out. It was awesome.
Yeah.
Never would have thought.
No, yeah, that blows my mind.
Cool. Shows are awesome. People were great. They took care of it. And it was beautiful. It's freaking gorgeous there. Reminded me of like Napa Valley wine country. It's vineyards everywhere, but farmland, cattle everywhere. Horsemen everywhere. It was country living. And this was outside Paris. Paris was a whole nother deal.
Yeah, of course.
Paris was a brutal couple of days for us. We stayed in this weird, funky joint, and then I ended up just saying, "Oh, I'm buying something nice for the guys." We're like, I talked to my venue. I'm like, "Hey, we're gonna cancel these things out. I'm paying for some nice rooms for my band because I was like, hey, we're in France. We're gonna have a good time." And
absolutely.
We were basically put into like some bunk beds in this little outside of Paris, and it was really brutal. I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna have that. I'm gonna take a hit. And I'm gonna go. We actually stayed at some pretty nice places after that, and had a good time. Got to see Paris, and it was cool. Definitely cool. It wasn't what we flew into Paris, so we had some downtime there. But the towns we went outside of Paris were just absolutely gorgeous. And Paris is obviously beautiful. It has all those, history there and all those buildings and the church and cathedrals and the Eiffel Tower. All that stuff was great. But it was just, another tourist. It's like going to San Fran or going to, one of those big cities, LA or something, where it's just a bunch. Everyone there is not from there. They're travel there for a vacation. But if you go outside those big towns, we went to Saint Agrève, was one of the towns I remember. Talk about like country, podunk, just good people.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
It was awesome. It really was. And it was good to see that side of that, So.
For some reason, I always feel like country music doesn't get the same mainstream respect as other genres. Why do you think that might be?
Ooh. I don't know. You're asking the wrong person on that. I'm trying to do all that and try to get.
No, I know.
It's like, bro, don't come at me with that.
No, I'm not trying to come out with nobody. No.
To be honest, I don't know that answer because I'm trying to figure that out myself.
Okay.
Well, I feel like it's the reputation of the backwoodsness of it, the podunk of it. The whole. I don't want to use the word white trash. How do I get around that word? Well, that's how I think there's people, and they're wrong, but I think there's people out there, they think of country, and that's all they think, that it's like, oh, that's music for the white trash person.
I agree. And there's so much more than that. It's not about that. It's about, I think what the problem is, people don't want to be an outsider, like when they go to an event, or like they want to go and be a part of what everyone else is a part of. And let's say, let's say there's a song that's it's not country, but it says like a country word in it, so it's on the country radio, that like a bajillion of the ones that are on the radio,
like the one that mentioned Applebee's.
Something like that. But it's like, you know what, that's a song that is being pushed and being promoted so hard that like when people all get together as a big group, they want to like have something in common. So they're like, oh yeah, that one song, play that song, fuck yeah, let's do that. Rather than being like, oh, I actually like this song. I heard this guy the other day, and they played this really cool song. Check this out. That's just too much work for people.
Yeah.
To do that, think on that. They're just like, all right, play that song. Fuck yeah. Or what's that one song everyone playing right now? Oh, play that one because everyone's gonna like it. And but there's so many people that like something that are just don't want to put the work into it. Say they like something, or they explain to somebody new, like, oh, have you heard this song before, or check this out, or because they know that it's like maybe a little bit outside of the box of what the mainstream is, and it's just like it's too much work for people. People want that repetitive chorus line that you can just sing and party, not know what the song's about, but just they know those,
Yeah, and country is about having heart and having soul, and a lot of it's storytelling. A lot of country is telling a story in your song. And like I said, they don't want to do the work. They just want a catchy hook, and that's all they want,
And it's just different for me as a musician, or just someone that, I'm in construction, been in construction my whole life, and I work my ass off all the time, and I like work. I love it. And when I'm listening to music, I want to hear a song. I want to hear something about life. I want to hear something about like, someone is a struggle, or not necessarily a struggle, but like hard work has been put in.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, there's a whole genre of like working country, and like when you do hard work, you listen to that song about other hard workers, and like I said, it becomes like an anthem, like an anthem for like hard workers, like there's so many country songs out there about working hard, and being from someone who does like construction or plant work or something like that, you're out there busting your ass in the heat, and when there's songs about being out there busting your ass in the heat, of course you love those songs. Like those songs are about your life, and those songs are validating what you're doing. Like those songs are letting the rest of the world know that, like, this is great shit that you're doing. And, this is hard work. It's like it's very prideful to be a hard worker, and it's like that hard work genre of country is like let's everyone else know that,
Yeah. Oh, there's a time and a place for all that. I mean, I get it. You're out roping and riding, or at the gym, or you're riding bikes and doing stuff like that. You want something upbeat and rocking and cool. I 100% get that. and that's why those songs do so well. I mean, that's why a song like "Saving the Planet," like the one I cut, and I got a few more on my record.
Yeah, it's a good song too.
You know, it's just one you can do all that stuff to it. It's just, you don't have to think about it. It's just there. It's simple. There's nothing fancy about it. The hook is there. There's nothing. You don't have to think about the song. It's just an easy song.
Yeah, you know, it's a chorus you can get behind, like I said, when you're drinking on the lake or, you know, drinking on the beach or something like that, you know?
Right. And that's just, and I get that. I get why those, you know, not that song, but I mean, all those songs that you hear and are kicking butt right now. I mean, I get it. I mean, look at where we're at in the state of the world, and look at what people are, you know, on, you know, they're looking to have a good time and party and not think too much, obviously. You know, that's just where we're at right now. It's, you know,
well, I feel like, you know, another reason why country may, like, in the grand scheme of things and, like, nationwide and in the cities, country might be, like, kind of ostracized is, it's about a specific lifestyle, a specific way of growing up, and you know, it's very specific to country is for country people, and then like those city folk, they can't relate to like any word coming out these country artists' mouth because they don't live that way, and they can't be a part of that genre because they aren't a part of that life, and that's why that genre gets the reputation that it does. You know, like no one who grew up in Manhattan working, I don't know, some Manhattan job. I know so little about Manhattan. You know, they're not going to be down with like, you know, Cheyenne by George Jones and shit like that, or George Strait.
Yeah, right. And but you know what? There's so many people. But you know, it's funny because you say that because it's like I play so many rodeos, I play so many events that should 100% be country roots and everything, but you go to a big PBR or a big rodeo or even Cheyenne, even those big giant PRCA rodeos, they're not playing country music on the freaking on the stands. And when the guys announcing, you know, the great announcer's been legendary, but the songs they're pulling out for these bull riders and the bucking shoots and, you know, the bucket broncs and the ropers, Michael Jackson, and it's nothing. You might hear a country song 1 out of every 15 songs played when the freaking bulls let out of the chute. It's crazy. It's like, dude, it
breaks my heart.
It really is hard. I've been playing a lot of rodeos lately and played a lot of big ones this last month.
He opened the gate to fucking what's his name? No, I can't even remember. Drake. I was gonna say Drake, but then like. It took too long to remember his name because I know so little about that genre, you know.
I mean, there's Bruno Mars. I mean, the bucking Bronx out. There's Bruno Mars playing one of his big hits. I don't even freaking know.
Next bull's name is the Taker of Lives, and he opens it up to. I don't know. I was gonna again like in that bit. I wanted to name a Bruno Mars song, but then I realized I couldn't. God. What's a Bruno Mars song?
I don't know.
No, dude, I know one. Damn it, I know. Okay, it's just I'm giving too much time to this bit. Let's move on.
It's crazy, but yeah, you think that places like that would cater to, you know, more of their lifestyle and stuff like that to even just keep their lifestyle alive. I mean, play a country music at the rodeo. You know, they're playing rap the whole time. They're playing pop the whole time.
That should be unacceptable. They should be
PRC rodeos and go to the PBR. Go to the PBR and watch a PBR rodeo.
Dude, if I go to a rodeo in Cheyenne, I want the rodeo to only play Cheyenne by George Strait over and over and over and over and over and over. You know, no other stuff. All right, maybe like just nothing but rodeo country. Just Garth Brooks, Chris LeDoux. That is it. You know.
Amazing. They had a good lineup for live music at Cheyenne this year. They had Garth Brooks was there. A ton there. Chauncey Williams was there. Cody was there. I mean, it was a great lineup. But I'm talking as far as like when the rodeo's going and they're pumping music on the loudspeaker with the announcer, it's like it's crazy how many just pop and rap songs are just thrown out there in the mix. Majority of them are, and it's something that's not something that fits that lifestyle.
Man, I would understand, like, not even, like, for one, before the gates open, it should be nothing but country. Well, the gate's opening. Maybe nothing. But as soon as the gate opened, if rock started playing, that would be acceptable. I get that. There's a adrenaline going on. There's a dude riding a fucking bull. Play some Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah. And you know, a lot of the ambience at the rodeos, there was a lot of country music. Yeah, but I'm talking in the chutes and stuff when they're letting the bulls out. Yeah, it's very rarely a country song, but I mean, you don't have to do AC/DC is a great country, band to throw.
Yeah, great like Southern rock,
Yeah, but I mean, there's also a freaking thousands of country songs that would be fitting for that bull rider in general, and that. For that scene, people.
Like every song Chris Ledoux's ever done.
Think about it. People that would never go to a rodeo. There's a lot of those people are not even rodeo people. They're just people that are looking for something to do in that.
And the rodeo was that night, so they went to the rodeo.
So automatically, and then they still like play something that's catered to that, and they can hear Bruno Mars and freaking Justin Timberlake any freaking time of the week. Anything they do, come to a rodeo and throw some upbeat country stuff out there. There's millions of songs to choose from. I
just got this mental image of someone riding a bull to Mirror by Justin Timberlake. Looking into a mirror, someone looking back at me.
It's dramatic. It's dramatic. The lights shine on him, and he's like, "I'm a mirror."
Just straight up R&B.
Here's a I guess a random extra little thing I've got. So Nashville, Tennessee is a pretty much a big staple in a lot of the country artists. But what does Nashville, Tennessee mean to you? What's the relevance to you personally?
I love Nashville. Nashville's great. I lived in Nashville from 2012 to 2014. And I still go to Nashville every other month or two to do some writing. I record all my records in Nashville. All my main music, producing is in Nashville. That's how I pump all my records out. I got some good folks that are been around a long time, that have been that are into my kind of music, that know how to produce that. And I have the A team that records all my records. Brent Mason and Paul Franklin, Mike Johnson, James Mitchell. Those are all the guys you hear on every radio hit that's out there. I have those same players. And I love Nashville. Nashville I played on Broadway for a good year, solid, on all those Broadway bars and Lower Broadway and just outside of town, and it's great. I moved to down, kind of established already, and it was kind of like a down. When I moved to Nashville, I had to take a step back to where I started. And it was really hard for me, but I did it. And I spent a couple years there, and then I'm just like, man, I got to go back. Because, at that time, too, I was actually coming back to California, jumping in my truck and trailer, traveling my guys to shows for, a couple weeks here. And then I go back to Nashville and stay and do some Lower Broadway stuff, write, and be there. And I valeted cars for 2 years there. But I had to take – if I would have moved to Nashville 4 years before I moved there, I think I'd probably still be there, because I think I just went there already kind of pre-established.
Yeah.
It kind of hurt me because I had to just kind of step back and start from something. But at the same time, I did meet some great people, some of the best musicians I still play with every once in a while. When I go to town, that's how it is. But now it's great. It's really not a place that caters to me as my style of music, but and it's sad that the people that I used to go and see that still that used to own that town, like the songwriters and those old musicians and guys that it's changed. It's not the same, but then they were having showcase events outside of the town and corner and just in town, Third and Lindsley, and just the Nashville Palace and stuff like that. All that stuff is kind of like it's not as crazy as it used to be. It's not even appreciated like it used to be. And now, or what's going on at Tootsie's, what's going on Honk Central, and it's not stuff that's being played out of Lower Broadway is not what it used to be. And I get things have to change, but it's not a place that really caters to my style of music. I love Nashville, and all the folks that I work with, on the business end are in Nashville, and it is what it is. I love going there to make music, record music, because that's where can be done. at the best possible rate and the best possible way. So they're all the best players are still there to do that.
Yeah.
But it's just hard. It's just hard for me to go. It's a oversaturated place of guys trying to be Florida Georgia Line.
Oh man, and that's so sad. There's so many other names that come to mind when I think of Nashville, but they're trying to be Florida Georgia Line.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like there's when you go to Nashville, you don't see it's not a thing to be the Joe Diffie or Mark Chestnuts or the guys that there's when they open their mouth or a song, it's that guy.
Oh yeah.
It could be any of those dozen guys that have a record deal right now that are pumping those singles out and doing well with basically the same track and same lyrics, just flipped a little bit, same sound, same compressors thrown on their vocals and all the instruments and stuff. It's really I grew up listening to guys like Joe Diffie, man. I think a guy like that there's only one guy that can sing like that, and that's Joe Diffie. And Mark Chestnut, only one guy that can sing like Mark Chestnut, Beaumont boy.
I love Mark Chestnut.
It's you just don't find that anymore. There seems like there's a sheet that you sign up in to get a record label, and it's like, do you sound like this? Yes.
Yeah.
Do you look like this? Yes. All right, cool.
Then you're fucking hired. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like it's no originality anymore to there's guys that had their signature thing that they did on every song that like made them I
know exactly what you mean. Like they're all following, like back in the day, like it goes back to what I said earlier about like country having so much heart and soul, and now they're following a formula. It's
a template that they all have to follow, and it's making a lot of people a lot of money, I guess. And and
I was thinking that earlier. Whenever you're talking about like rodeos playing pop songs and rap and whatever the hell, it's just they got to make money. They got to fill them seats, and they're not. And and they know that some of the seats are filled by not just country and western and country folk, but just people looking for something to do in that town at that moment. So. And they gotta cater to everybody. They can't just cater to the actual rodeo fans that love country and love bull riding and love bronco riding. They have to think about everyone that's gonna be there and cater to the whole entire public of America. And they do that with Bruno Mars. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I get it, and you're right. That's
because it's about money at the end of the day, and it's not just about money, but it is about money. Like even to like again for you, like you're able to do what you love for a living, and it is what you love, but you are doing it for a living. It is about making a living.
Sure, absolutely, and it's it's a constant battle of like, all right, well, should I just give in and do it and
go back working for TrapCon? No, I'm sorry.
Should I go all and just go straight new country and see what happens, or do I just continue to play music that I love and
No, you keep being legit, and if it fails, then you go back to TrapCon. Don't sell out and do the new age pop country.
If I was gonna do that, I would have done that years ago. So.
Yeah. Again, because you've been playing the most legit country for like 10 years now, and like you can't stop now, man. You can't release some share pop bars, kind of just I don't know. I don't Florida Georgia Line bullshit.
They're great. They're great. I mean, they're a great singer.
Oh yeah. Again, I'm not talking their songs get stuck in my head all the time. But again, it's not.
Why that works. That's why that record labels want that, because I don't care if you're, this rodeo dude that grew up on Merle Haggard or this guy that lives in LA that works for.
Oh, see that's another thing, man. Country's always kind of been about anthems, right? Like every great country song to a country boy becomes an anthem. I mentioned it 3 times now. Cheyenne by George Strait is like such a fucking anthem. And then it's like, that's all they gotta do is apply, like, throw in lyrics that are catchy as fuck that have to do with your lifestyle so much that it becomes an anthem for you, and then you're buying their album. And that's what Florida's Georgia Line does. They talk about partying and drinking and big trucks, and everyone that parties and drinks that has a big truck wants their album. You know?
Absolutely. Well, it's I mean, you buy their record, and you know, they have some great songs on their record. You'll never hear them because that's what people are looking for, that single, that one song.
Oh, yeah. I know what you mean. Like, yeah, I've listened to a lot of their songs, and they have the whole, shit, I can't even think of any of the ones that blow up on the radio because I just know, like, legit, like, from buying their albums and listening to their whole album, I know Florida Georgia Line, they're great artists, you know? And I can't even think of their bullshit songs that hit the radio because I know they're good shit, you know?
Right. And you know, it's crazy to hear an artist, but I mean, I get it that they're not in charge of that. It's their record label and it's their team behind them that's pushing a single and that's pushing, all right, this is going to capture everybody and it's going to capture this group of people. This is what we want and it's going to work, and it does work, and they know what they're doing. But at the same time, that kind of like kills an artist. You know what I mean?
That's another thing that's different about the times is I feel like at one point in time, a country artist may like do a country song from the heart and the soul, and the record label will be like, well, all right, we'll work with that. But now a country artist does a song that's from the heart and the soul and is just traditional country, and they're like, yeah, that don't sell very great anymore. Could you throw a hook in that or something? You know, like, could you mention Bud Light? You know?
Yeah, right. Put Fireball in there.
Yeah. Oh, Fireball, goddamn Fireball whiskey.
But you know, that's just it. I mean, I get it. It's a business, and everyone wants to make money. But yeah, no, and a lot of these. I'm not saying that these artists are getting like destroyed by the radio. I mean, their sanity is, yeah, because it's like majority of the time that artist hates that song. You know, they have songs on the record that they really like that they're never going to get heard by anybody unless someone like me. I like to buy records. I like to physically buy and see the record in my hand, which is like no one does that anymore. I want to see who played on it, who wrote the songs, all that kind of stuff.
I do that. Yeah. For example, dude, and a lot of it, album art, man. Dude, album art is dude, there's going to come a time and where I guess there'll always be album art, even if there isn't CDs. But like you said, holding the album art, you know, having like, dude, you can throw it on your wall, get 4 fucking thumbtacks, throw that album art on the wall. And in a couple of years, you won't be able to do that because album art will just be the image with the album when you click download. You know?
They don't have CD players in cars anymore. You know that?
Oh yeah, dude.
After
No, I'm so poor. Like I ain't seen a 2021 vehicle. You know?
After 2018, they stopped putting CD players in cars.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I just got a new tour bus thing for my band, and has got no CD player in there. I looked it up, and it's like, yeah, they stopped putting them in.
They're like, hey, man, pop in this CD. And they're like, yeah, about that. And you're like, what do you mean it doesn't have a CD player?
I'm like, all right, what the fuck? Like, where the hell is a CD player?
Oh, did you hook up with Bluetooth? I can't hook the CD up with Bluetooth.
And then even the USB, you can't put a regular USB in anymore because you have to have the USB 2, the little skinny one. They don't have USBs anymore. They're gone.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, man. You're lucky they don't have the Type C. I guess that would have to do with, like, not the actual USB plug, but the other side. So
yeah, right.
That was a dumb joke.
Well, some are both.
Dumb joke.
Okay.
Let's move on. Look, dude, not all of my shit. It's hit and miss.
Before you 100% committed to the country music scene, you did motocross prior.
Oh man,
what was the hardest decision picking between motocross and country singing?
That was real
Wait,
hard.
let's backtrack.
Wait,
let me add a twist to this. How did you get started in motocross?
Well, my cousins rode just for fun. My brother had a bike, and I grew up watching Jeremy McGrath and guys like that. Like, man,
Told you he existed. He's like, who the fuck's Jeremy McGrath?
Whatever.
You'll learn. Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the greatest. Showtime.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know, I started when I was 7. Started racing when I was about 9, and you know, went to all Loretta Lynn's and did all those big nationals, and you know, after 15 years of doing that, I finally got a ride from a satellite team to go ride Supercross and outdoors. And at that same time, I was going through some other stuff as far as like, man, do I even want to still do this? Like what? Like, and there was really nothing that really like I was telling you back before, like with music, I'm like, man, why am I still doing this? There's always that one thing that's like, oh, that's why I'm doing this.
But you didn't get that one thing with motocross riding. Like someone, oh, bro, I drove 5 miles to watch you ride.
I
5 miles, 5 hours. I meant.
You know, I kind of did. I went to like my last year at Loretta Lynn's. I was riding 250 and 450 A class, which is the amateur pro class, and I went there. I was already playing music all the time and playing it for fun. Knew I was a singer on the track and all that kind of stuff. And Craig Morgan came and played a show for all the. It's one of the biggest.
Oh, he's so good.
And he came out. I'm like, man, I can do that. That's what I want to do. And ever since then, I left. Loretta's was the biggest national of the year, and I got home and I got a call from Honda team to ride for them. After my ship performance in Loretta's, I had a couple of good stuff. Some good motos. They're like, all right, yeah, you know. That was, you know, promising. You know, I've been doing this for a long time, so people have, you know, on their radar and all that kind of stuff back then, anyways, because they knew I was ready for, you know, the pro, not even. So I got a phone call when I got home. I was like, hey, we want to bring you on down to SoCal and get you set up. We're ready to sign you. So, and I'm like, all right, cool. And I went. Did everything, signed the contracts, went on the test track for about 2 months and just giving it the benefit of the doubt. You know, hey, I've been doing this for 15 years. This is what I've been trying to get for 15 years, this right here. And was doing it. And my dad came down for the weekend, and I was just having one of those just days. And I the day before, I just wasn't feeling right. And I think I rode like a half of a day and went to the gym and did some stuff. Just didn't want to be on the bike anymore that day.
Yeah.
My dad came down for, it was like a Thursday or a Friday. Came down from NorCal and was going to spend the week with me for training and stuff, watch my program, all that kind of stuff. And I was out there and went and just through the motions, doing a typical first moto of an early morning session. And I just pulled off and put the bike on the stand. I didn't say anything. My mechanic was there and my dad was there. My dad knew. He was like, man, he knew what was going on in my head. And I was just like,
yeah, you're his son, you know, and shit.
I said, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. He's like, well, let's go home. Let's get out of here. And then packed it up. Never looked at it since. Called everybody. There's been a lot of nasty stuff online about it. I was like, oh, you know, all his fans, let all his fans down, all that stuff. But it's funny, all the people that have been there and done that were like,
nah, get it? Yeah. Man, my first thought was like, dude, you have such a great dad. You know, like, I know dads that would, like, because of their love of motocross, just, like, shove it down their kid's throat. Like, Dad, I don't want to do this anymore. Well, I don't give a fuck. You get your fucking ass out there. You know? I just spend all this money for you to not want to do it. What you want is irrelevant. You know?
We've been through all that. You know, I was 20 at the time. You know, I was 19. I was 19 at the time, and he was. You know, I was on my own with another team with trainers and all that stuff. His work was done. You know, we'd been through all that in amateur career and all that stuff. And trust me, there's been times where we drove four days in a row and we didn't say one word to each other because I knew I screwed up at a race, and he knew that I knew what I did wrong. And it, you know. This was after we had all the blows and the fights and the screaming at each other. On the track.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've been through hundreds and hundreds of times of that. And, you know, at that point, like he knew, you know, he knew back when I saw that Craig Morgan show at Loretta Lynn's 3 months before that, it was like.
He knew what you really wanted to do. And either you got it and you don't. And you do got it, man. And, like, your dad had, like, surely by the time you seen that Craig Morgan performance, like, your dad's probably heard you sing or do something. right?
Yeah.
Whether or not he knew it, like you had to know it. Like I'm just saying, you got it, and you had to know that you had it, because like people didn't. You know that whether or not you have it or not, or whether or not you have that talent, whether or not you can do that country singing. Like no one has to tell you whether or not you got it. You know, because like you try to do that. It's such a distinct style that like everyone that tries it just bombs so much. There's not a lot of people out there with what's the word, just false grandeur about like, bro, I'm such a good country singer, and they're really not. There's not a lot out there, because like you like I said, you know or you don't. Like you try to sing country and you're like, holy shit, that was horrible, or you got it.
Appreciate it. I love the music, and if I can continue to make music and do it, that's great. I don't call myself the greatest singer in the world, but there's guys that I really idolize. I'm like, man, wish I could sing like that. I don't call myself that. I love the music. I love to go out and perform and put on shows with my band and do all that. At that time, even riding motocross, I was kind of fiddling around with some bands and doing that stuff on the side, which I shouldn't have been, because I was 100% in motocross as a professional level. And
had you never done that, you'd still be doing motocross. You betrayed motocross. No, I'm joking.
I got nephews and stuff that are doing it and doing really well in it too. And I got a bike. I got a bike actually.
Let's see it. Oh my god! Is that oh man, that is nice.
And there's some of my prize trophies. I just saved some trophies up there.
What kind of bike is that? For those that don't know.
2021 450, KX 450 Kawasaki.
Hell yeah!
But I love the sport, and I found I just kind of rekindled back into it.
That's great. I was gonna ask you about like if you still ride and all that and stuff.
I went on a 10-year grudge of just like I'm never putting my foot over a bike again, and it was just a lot of.
You missed it, didn't you?
For me, I was just done. When I was done, I was done. It was hard, but when I was done, I was done, and I didn't want to see a bike.
Damn.
I didn't put my foot over a bike for 10 years, and I'm back riding again, and it's I've had more fun now than I've ever had, just because it's like
no pressure and everything. You're doing it for fun, and you're just having a good time and shit, right?
And I haven't done that in a long time. Even when I was riding, it was 5 years of strictly like I had to do it. It wasn't like I wanted to do it. I had to go out and train every day, and then go to the gym after that, and then hit another evening session on the bike. It wasn't like, oh, this is fun. It wasn't like, and I have nephews and stuff that ride now, and one of my nephews is doing really good in the nationals, and he's coming up, and he's not even there yet as far as like training and doing all that. He just has it naturally.
Yeah, absolutely.
Stuff's gonna hit him real fast, and when that happens, I want to try to be there as much as I can for him, because it's not easy. It's real hard, and it's hard to find that joy in it when that happens.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I grew up watching motocross and Jeremy McGrath and Travis Pastrana and stuff like that. And before even Travis Pastrana made the switch, I'd already made the switch to I was more fascinated with freestyle motocross, like Mike Metzger and Brian Deegan and stuff like that. And then Travis Pastrana, he went over to the freestyle motocross world, and I think I can't recall it. Like either he is the first one to he is the first one. Well, there's this huge debate on who was the first one to do the double backflip. Was it Mike Metzger or Travis Pastrana? Not relevant. Point is have you ever tried your hand at doing any tricks while you're in the air?
I've done all. I can throw a pretty fat whip. I can do some cans and knack.
Whips are so fucking beautiful. Like, man, dude, like, and people forget that in the freestyle motocross world, like, dude, people are doing crazy fucking shit. Like, dude, I remember in the BMX world, there's this trick called a flare. All right, now that is a backflip mixed with the 180. Like, you come up, you do a backflip. Oh, dude, I can't even explain it. You gotta see it. All right. The point is that a lot of it was just generally known that people on a bicycle can do a flare because of the weight of a bicycle. You can't do that on a motorcycle. Then some motherfucker does it. Tom Pages, I think he was the first one to do it. Anyways, my point is, I don't forget my point. Hold on. I'll remember. It's like, dude, like. No, I forgot it. Here's the reason why I mentioned all that, and I forgot it. Had to do with, like I said, like, no, it's not gonna come. No, but like, yeah, you were doing, you tried to, yeah, dude, that's right. I remember now. Whips. Shit gets crazy in the FMX world, and people are doing fucking flares on fucking motorcycles now. But the whip, the most simplest fucking, all you gotta do is just pull the ass into your bike and go horizontal with your bike, and then go back vertical before you land. And it's just so goddamn beautiful. Every time.
It's awesome. No, it's something that we, as a racer, you use that for scrubbing speed off the jumps and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's not, yeah.
For racing, it's more of a scrub and stuff like that. And then it's a little finish line celebration. But at the same time, there's guys doing strictly just whips now, where they're basically, there's an X Games for it, just for whips. Not like it's freestyle motocross, but it's just,
yeah. It's up there with like the highest jump and all that, and it's just like the greatest whip, you know.
Yeah. Most of those guys are racers. I mean, they all start racing at one point in their life, and it's just, you know, I know a lot of friends that got into FMX because, you know, their racing career wasn't going correct, and it's a sport that it's another element to it. There's other ways to stay on a motorcycle and try to make a living.
Yeah, like I cut you off. I was talking about like as soon as you said whip, I started thinking about how like crazy FMX has got, and how just people forget how like elegant and beautiful a whip can be. But you're about to say like you done some whips, and what? Any other tricks?
I've done a Superman on accident.
Oh man, I did that too. Oh man, I wonder if your story's similar to mine. Tell me your story. No, I did a whip on accident, but what was your Superman accidental story?
Oh, it's more than a dozen times. Just through a rhythm section.
Just you're about to accidentally come off the bike.
Rhythm section, hitting the next thing, whiskey throttle. You're hanging off the back of the bike, and you got to clear over 2 or 3 more freaking hoops to get to land safely. Sometimes you land it, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you land it, and you go over the berm into the freaking wall. You know, that's happened to me a bajillion times. But no, I'm not a freestyle guy. I can do a can, real quicker, knack. You know, I can whip it pretty good, but I'm a racer.
Well, like cans are, dude. I kind of miss old school freestyle motocross because, like I said, things are getting so extreme that, like, you do like a hill clicker or a can in a freestyle motocross competition, you're gonna fucking lose because like no one gives a shit about any of that anymore. You know? And dude, I missed it. Oh, dude, one of the most beautiful FMX tricks to me is a Cordova. And if you don't at least execute a backflip in a Cordova, you're losing. And dude, they look so cool, you know?
Yeah.
But no, man. One time, me and my friends we're out in this pasture, and we're all riding and shit like that. And there's this weird, like, kind of plateau, like a little bitty hill. But that hill had this perfectly natural kind of arch for you to just ride up, you know, ride up and do something cool. And none of my friends were actually just trying tricks, you know. We all just thought it was cool to catch some air and level yourself out and land perfectly. All right, but I hit it accidentally at an angle, and dude, I hit it at sideways as hell. I'm doing like the most beautiful whip, and it is all 100% accident, and I was freaking the fuck out, and I was like, "This is how I die. This is how I die. I am in the air sideways, and I didn't know how I got there, and I don't know what to do now, and I don't know, like, I'm like, all right, like, dude, like, split second in my mind, I'm like, the only thing I do is try really hard to try to get my ass back in, you know, and I did, and I landed perfectly, and all my friends were like, oh my god, that was amazing, that was the most best whip, how did you do that? And I was like, I didn't want to tell anybody that it was an accident, and I never meant for any of that to happen.
Own that shit.
Yeah, I was like, oh, bro, you know, man, I just tried, bro, and I lied through my teeth, man, like, you know, and if any of my friends hear this podcast, they're hearing this for the first time, because, like, I was going to take that shit to my grave, that it was never intentional for me to do that whip, you know, no, it's like, none of them understand that I almost died, you know,
Died. Oh, jeez. But so anyways, you have a new single out. One of the big things we want to talk about today is your new single, Saving the Planet. It's going to be on the album Saving the Planet. When's the album come out?
The album's coming out in about a month and a half. We got Saving the Planet here as a single. We're going to run that as a single for another week and a half, 2 weeks. We got another single coming out called Heart That's Gonna Break that we're gonna pump out in about a week and a half to 2 weeks, and we're gonna let that linger for a little while. I might throw another single out before I release the full thing, but I'm shooting for 2 singles and a full release on the record, giving time and stuff like that, because I want to get it out. It's been 4 years since I've had a record out. So I'm really trying to get this thing out as soon as possible, and so everyone can hear it, and then on to the next one. So I'm not going to wait this long next time. I'm going to keep pumping them out, and we had COVID that hit us, kind of stalled us for a little while, for an extra year or so, but I was long overdue for a record, and it's out. I've been talking about one for a long time, and I want to put one more single out, ideally, and then throw that record out for everyone to hear and get on to another one. So that's where we're at with that. And you can get, Saving the Planet right now on all the digital platforms, Spotify, Pandora, all that stuff. And then I'm going to have another follow-up single here in about a week and a half, 2 weeks. And there'll be some buzz on that one as well. So we're just trying to get some music out there. But I'm ready for another one too. I'm going to be quick on the next one. So,
hell yeah, man! Saving the Planet. So it's a really fun song. We've been jamming it. It's really cool.
It's such a good drinking song, man.
We were
I'm out of beer, so I.
No, yeah, we are too.
We're out of beer. We drank all our beer.
We were slightly disappointed to find out on the ABC interview that ABC interview, that you didn't write the song.
No, I got some good buddies in Nashville. Carson Chamberlain.
Well, disappointed's a strong word.
Surprised, I guess.
Yeah, you could use that word, you douche.
There's 15, 20 songs that I wrote on this record that I didn't cut. I like to get songs that are going to do the best, and I think. I don't know, for me as an independent artist, it's up to me to really decide that. I don't really have a full team doing that. So it comes up to what I think's going to do well for me. And if I wrote the song, cool. But if I didn't, I'm not going to not cut it.
Yeah. I understand that.
And that's a great attitude to have, because you come across someone hands you, hey, this is a great song, and I really want you to do this. And you got that snooty attitude of I didn't write it, so I ain't doing it. That ain't doing nobody no favors,
Not going to work for you. And there's so many songs, and it's so crazy how that way of doing it's kind of changed. Now back in the day, it used to be there was a songwriter and then there was a guy who sang the song, and that's why songs were so freaking good.
Yeah,
because now it's I'm not cutting a song unless my name's on it, and that's cool. I get it, money wise and all that kind of stuff, but majority of those times, a lot of those artists have a song that's already. They'll take us a guy, pitch him a song and be like, oh yeah, I want to cut that song. Here's the deal. I want my name on it though, to get credit for a third, even though I changed a word or something like that here and there. That happens all the time. And that's just the way it is in the business. There's so many songs that, that I've heard, pre-done, and then an artist cuts it, and then, oh wait, their name's on it too.
We want to claim it as their own and shit.
They made a deal, so there's a lot of deals out there that happen, to get a name on a song. And I'm not gonna, wreck some people's,
Well, that's respectable. That's very respectable.
Yeah, and that goes back to with him being traditional and true country and shit, man.
Well, there's guys that take a song that's already written. And it's if I'm going to sing this song, I want my name on it, and I also want to personalize it, and that's fine too. If you want to take a song that's already written by a songwriter and become a co-writer and change that song up, that's great. That works, and then a lot of that happens too, and that's all part of the business. And it's a saying now: you write a word, you get a third. And a lot of times, there's a songwriter nowadays. It's 4 or 5 guys per song writing these big hits, for these big artists, and it's well, that's kind of hard. A lot of those guys they're they were just in the room, to be honest with you. Hell, I've written songs with guys where I felt like I was just in the room, but my name's on it. You know what I mean? And that's just how that goes sometimes. And I write with some really good artists in Nashville that it's like, okay, I got a verse here and some lyrics and a chorus. What do you got? And then like, all right, here's my version. And I'm like, let's use that version because that's way better than mine. But
Yeah.
you know, I mean,
And it's the back and forth of songwriting. Like, dude, like, yeah, the songwriting goes so well, like when you're collaborating with someone, and it's not a bad thing, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
you know, it's like all those, you know, like George Strait, he's never written a single song in his life, but he's had the best career in the music business. He knows that he has a way of picking the best songs when guys that pitch it to him. You know, he gets pitched thousands of songs per album when he goes out and says, hey, I'm trying to cut a record. Talks to his producer and his manager, hey, give me a bunch of songs. I want to go through them. They say he gets sent thousands of songs, and he picks the best ones out of there, guaranteed. You know, and he's got guys like Dean Dillon and you know, Aaron Barker and stuff like that. Those are the greatest of all time, all over street. All his songs are just, you know, and he's not a writer. He's an artist. He's a singer. He knows how to get them out there and do them right. He has what it takes to do them.
Yeah, put his personality into it and making it, you know, you can make a song your own without writing one word of it, you know?
Yeah,
absolutely. And you know, there's a lot of that I think people don't like understand. Like, you know, your name's not on it. I'm not saying I wrote 8 songs on the record, but the one I chose as a single is the one I didn't write because it's better. I'm sorry.
Like if another artist did you know, Savin The Planet, it could be 100% different song with their style and their music. I guess the word style covers it.
It could have been a country rap.
Yeah, they could have thrown a rap verse in there, you know?
Country rap, absolutely. Actually, I should have called Colt on this one and did some country rap with it.
Colt featuring Colt.
You could have fucking made it awesome, I'm sure.
Or yeah, no, Buck Ford featuring Colt Ford. That's what I meant to say.
That'd be awesome. The Fords.
Yeah, the Fords.
Or I'll even call my brother.
Yes. What's crazy is, you know, John
on their new album F-150.
There used to be another beer podcast locally. Is like it's defunct now, but they actually had Colt Ford on their podcast, so it's kind of funny. We actually know those people. They were John. You know John? Yeah. Yeah. He that makes beer. Yeah. Yeah. He knows Colt Ford, and he gets Colt Ford on the thing.
That's cool.
Colt Ford and Buck Ford.
Yeah. Woo! That's cool. We know Buck Ford.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's interesting.
Yeah, I know.
To make that work, but yeah, no, it's you know, it's a fun song. I thought it'd be best for, you know, it's a summertime single. Perfect time to throw that out. My follow-up single is a song I wrote, and it's just gonna take it back a little bit more. This is strictly a Buck Ford song coming up out here in a couple weeks as my next single, but it's just edgy enough to be something on the radio. It's catchy too. Everyone I play it for loves it, and you know, it gets stuck in one of those songs that does get stuck in your head, and it's just a typical cowboy song, and something that more so you're used to hearing me do as an artist. But you know, Saving the Planet is one of those songs that needed to be out there for me.
So wait, you're talking about a song that you're about to do that's more you and everything, more cowboy and country. What's it called? Or can you tell us what it's called?
Heart That's Gonna Break. It's called Heart That's Gonna Break, and it's one of those songs I wrote, and it's more of something you're used to hearing me sing. It'll be out here in a couple weeks.
Yeah, I'm excited about that, man.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dude, like, you know, I love that, like, just the traditional country you're doing is just so great. Like, I hope you don't ever stop, you know? You know, there needs to be more artists out there like you. You know, people are losing it. And, like, you're an artist today that is still doing just straight up country music. And it's like, I need more people to be doing what you're doing. And I fear the day when there's no more people like you, you know?
Well, me too. It's crazy, you know. Lost Daryl Singletary and Joe Diffie a year or two ago, and you know, those are some of the guys that are still around doing it and touring. You know, in their 40s and early 50s that are still, you know, keeping that music alive. And it's I sure hope there's more folks that can keep going. You know, it just strikes me when you see an artist that's like doing like a Crossroads tour, a country artist doing like a Crossroads tour with like some guy that's not even, you know,
Nelly.
Yeah, it's like TMT. It's like, dude, why don't you have somebody like that's still kicking and kicks ass? Like, fuck, I don't know, someone even from the '90s. Let's get straight and do something with Chris Young or something, or and
Oh yeah.
instead they would have like, Florida Georgia Line do something with like
Nelly,
Yeah.
which is number 4 right now.
Yeah, like man, I thought like doing a country song with Nelly was like so old news, but like one of the top 10 country songs is Florida Georgia Line with Nelly. Like, oh my god, like you do a country song with the R&B singer and you just fucking made it,
And it's just not hurting. It's just not helping the genre. You know what I mean?
No, it's not. It's watering down the genre, man.
And that's great. And honestly, the music is great. They're kicking butt. It's just there needs to be a place for it. And it's just like you can't call that what guys like Haggard and Jones and Strait and I'm talking old school stuff. I mean, let's talk guys like George Strait and Garth Brooks and stuff like that. It's even so far past that. It's not.
Oh yeah, they're rolling over in their grave. They ain't even dead yet. Like Garth Brooks rolling over. Yeah.
But it's I don't know. I don't really see it changing. I think there's more so of a lot of independent guys that are just going to continue to do it because they're meant to make music and keep going and they don't have the labels that are cramming certain songs down their neck. They're going to continue to make the songs that they like if they're going to continue to do it and make a living. And like me, if I'm making my own records, paying for my own records, paying for my tours, everything I do, I'm going to play the music that I want to play.
Yeah, absolutely. See, pessimistically, I worry about, like I said, the idea of a time when there's just no more traditional country singers like you. But realistically, that probably won't ever happen because there will always be people like you, and there will always be record labels trying to just push on what sells. But there will always be people like you that I want to do country. No, I don't want to do pop country. I don't want to do rap country. I want to do country. And there will always be people that, regardless of their success, they're going to do country. Like, record labels can be like, well, if you do pop country, you do a lot better. And I'm like, well, I don't give a fuck. I'm doing country.
I hear you. And I know there's a lot of people that will stand their ground. And I wish there was more people that were, there's a lot of guys that are in, the mainstream now that grew up, that started on the country traditional side of things, but they're not. I would wish that they would help more and be like, screw that, I'm doing this song, I'm pushing this as a single because this is what should be heard. But there's none of that going on. It's like they are signed. This is what you got to cut. And now that they've got used to, maybe making money and selling records and doing all that kind of stuff and being on that, they got used to like, screw that, I'm not doing that stuff anymore. I'm just continuing to do this stuff. Like, I wish more people would stand up as an artist and be like, hey, this is the kind of stuff I grew up listening to. Now that I'm here, fuck it. Here's kind of stuff that I like to do.
Oh yeah, and they could use that. Like, they please the label, they become the biggest name, and they could do straight up like traditional country. The label probably they could be such a big name that the label couldn't even like deny them that much, and they could use that platform to bring back country.
They really could.
And they're not.
It's what it's gonna take. It's someone that's it takes someone to get that song out there that got him there. And it's like, oh fuck yeah, and then cool. All right, now let's get serious. This is kind of music that I grew up listening.
Yeah. I did your pop country to make my name so big, but now that my name is that big, I'm gonna bring back traditional country. When's someone gonna do that? No. See, another thing I didn't even fathom was the idea of like someone who's doing pop country actually being raised on traditional country. You think, I don't know, I guess like I thought about that at one point, but it's like I kind of feel like there's someone who's like, hey, look, you have a great voice and I know you're all poppy, but I don't know, I figure someone who grew up, who decided they want to do pop country has to like that shit. I could never fathom someone doing straight up traditional, some honky-tonk country like you, and being convinced by the record label that no, what you need to do is that pop country. Like anyone who does traditional country, be like, well, I would imagine they'd be like, well, I'm country and you can kiss my ass. But no, someone are like, well, I'm country and I want that paycheck.
That would only happen if you already got a record deal and you've already made some hits and they want you you couldn't be that way with the record label off the bat. You'd have to be someone like Justin Moore and Chris Young that's already established himself as a new artist that does have that capability, and they would destroy a country song. They would kill it. And it's just the fact that they don't really like to. They're not putting them out there. They're not even putting a couple on their records that are, there's a couple on their records that are country, and it's just it kills me. So guys like that, they grew up playing that kind of stuff, and to see them completely.
Oh yeah, and there's some artists, dude. Like I need to check out all their shit just to make sure I'm not missing any gems, because like they do enough of the super poppy, all about the girls kind of country, and then next thing you know, I'm not interested in this artist. And like you said, they could have some traditional down home country on their album, and I'm missing it. I'm not even aware of it because I'm not checking out their albums. I just hear their singles and I think, oh, well, that's garbage.
Yeah, that can kill an artist, and not necessarily. I mean, they're doing great, successful, but it can kill an artist's image that they've always grew up with trying to be by that. And there's guys like me that it would deter them, or the guy like you that's like, oh, they hear it, oh, that guy has nothing for me to listen to. So I'm not, 5-6 songs on his actual record that are like, oh wow.
Was Luke Bryan? Is that his name? Like average song? Is that the dude who looks like fucking Butthead? yeah. I think it's Luke Bryan. Yeah, dude. Like he does not have a song that doesn't have to do with how much he loves women and women love him. Everything's about the girl. I think there's a whole genre of it. It's like girl country, girl, let me tell you, and I'm so tired of it.
It's bad. I mean, that's a perfect example of something that happened. I mean, because fucking Luke Bryan was great.
Oh yeah, he has a killer voice, bro. I just wish he'd sing about anything else.
Country Man. That was a great song.
Countryman.
Griffin song. A good buddy of mine wrote that song, and he cut it. But at the same time, Luke Bryan's he's a songwriter too. He wrote Good Directions for Billy Currington. That's a country as hell song that was played in like 2008.
Yeah, I'm exaggerating. Like 99% of his songs have to do with girls. But like he was part of man. There was this. And I was thinking about this song when we were talking about working country. Or Jason Aldean did a song like something about like just we don't stop till the work gets done and shit like that. It was 3 people. It was Jason Aldean, Luke Bryan, and someone else. And it was all just Jason Aldean. He straight up like he got on the scene with his like country rap dirt road song, and Luke Bryan's all about girl. And I can't remember the third dude, but these are all just straight up like basically pop country artists, and they got this one song. And it's about just legitimately, it's all about hard work and like getting everything that you got, you worked for it, and that's what the point of the song. And dude, that is a song I can get behind. I love that song to death. And it's 3 fucking country pop artists. And it did actually. I think it was a single. It blew up on the radio, and that's very. It's like that's unlike their genre. It wasn't part of, like I said, it's like the whole work country is a genre on its own, and there's like there's a rap country genre, there's a girl country genre. Oh my god! And that was not part of that genre. That was part of the work country genre, and those 3 new age pop artists did that. So they're all capable of great things, and I bet you that I don't know how much how much of that. The lyrics that they were true, like how much they actually did grow up that way, like I don't know how much of a hard worker Luke Bryan and Jason Aldean actually are,
They could be.
They could be. I'm not shitting on them and calling them city folk or anything like that.
City folk.
Well, he's like, they talked about red dirt, and I think you gotta work in the dirt to realize it's red.
Yeah. So, I played with a lot of great artists and big artists that made it and had songs and hits and records. And, it's funny that like I still open up for guys that are like, they know us from before we played shows with them together. And then they're like, oh, we got to play that new fucking song of mine. That they hate to play. Yeah, we're closing out with that fucking new song of mine. I freaking hate it. We can't play that one song I like because the record won't let me, but we're playing this shit. So it's like they know. It's great. I played a couple shows with like Joe Nichols and stuff like that, which are, early 2000s guys. And it's like, they grew up on that stuff. And they've had hits where it's like, yeah, it's just edgy enough and it's just new country enough to be on the radio and be a hit and all that stuff. But it's like, that's not the song that they want to even play. It's like it's crazy that an artist, even myself, it's like there's songs that I play that on my records that it's like, I don't know, that's not my favorite song, but that's a song that's working. That's the song I put last on my shows as a show closer, and it's just like, yeah, if I close out with that fucking song, when it's like, it just works, and I get that, and it's just crazy to see so many artists are on the same page too, but they are falling into that trap, and they're just going with the flow with it, and it's funny because there's a lot more country boys out there than what's being seen on the mainstream as an image for themselves.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, and like me being like a consumer of the music, like it's like I hate to say it, but honestly, like I never even consider that. It's like, and I'm being like too harsh on these people and their fucking girl country.
Oh my God.
Country. And I'm not thinking about like how like these. They could be actually country boys, and I wouldn't even know it,
Yeah.
Now, in Saving the Planet, you mentioned Coors Light, Bud Light, and PBR. Are you into beer? Do you like craft beer?
I like beer. I'm more of a whiskey drinker, but
I understand. Yes.
I like this guy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, I fucking love whiskey. It gets me in trouble.
When I walk on stage, you can bet that we've been tuned up in the back of me and the band and getting ready to go, and we're gonna have a few drinks to get ready, and beer doesn't really. I do drink a beer on stage but also there's a glass of something else in there too. I do. That's really. I'm literally 2 blocks from the Budweiser plant here in California, so I have the big giant Budweiser sign right out in my backyard. The vineyard in my house, so. We drink a lot of Bud, drink a lot of Coors. My favorite's Miller Lite, but
okay. Yeah, see, well, I like those too. Like Miller Lite's really good. Like Bud Light, it gets old. It gets very watery. I guess you could say.
Well, Coors is more watery than Bud.
Oh yeah, but that's almost like why you go to Coors. Like I go to Coors not for its quality, but because I could really quickly consume a lot of them because they're like water. Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, you start with those though, but if you start with like an IPA or someone with good craft beer, you can't go back to a Bud or a Coors.
Oh, you can't.
Oh, dude, I know. I have not. He physically cannot. Like he will turn it down. I'll drink a Bud Light or Coors if that's all there is there. Like fucking dude, bro. We're here to get fucked up, not have good beer. Yeah. But like it's hard to go back, man.
I will say that I did try a Dos Equis again the other day. Dos Equis.
Even that's watery as fuck.
It is.
Yeah. And Dos Equis is like.
Oh, they're light beer. Yeah.
Mass crap. The Dos Equis.
No, Dos Equis is like Mexican lagers.
Yeah, it's like mass adjunct lager. Yeah, it's
better than Corona.
Yeah.
But I've drank quite just about everything. I'm more of a whiskey guy. Whiskey straight on the rocks and
what he said.
Our time is maybe a vodka and club soda, cranberry.
See, I don't know about your tolerance or how you act when you're drunk, but it's like I love whiskey, but I kind of get fucked up off whiskey, and people wish that I didn't love whiskey.
Yeah, I'm a different drinker, different drunk. Give me an IPA drunk. You wouldn't even recognize me. It's like a completely different. IPA drunk's my worst drunk.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Worst. If I'm on tequila, I want to fight everybody.
Yeah, dude, I don't even try. Dude, every time I've ever drinking tequila, I've literally woken up in jail. Every time. I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I stay away from tequila. Every now and then I get a little messed up, and someone's like, hey, do you want some tequila? I'm like, why the fuck not? Bam, jail.
Once he woke up in jail pantsless.
Yeah, well, I didn't wake up in jail pantsless. I had like the orange jumpsuit on. I went to jail pantsless.
Oh, whiskey's my go-to. It keeps me on the field. Drink a bit of it and have a few beers on stage too to play the part. You know, hey, you got to recycle these cans. Drink.
Hell yeah! Saving the beer one planet at a time, or one planet at a time. Saving the beer one planet at a time. I just said that. Saving the planet one beer at a time. But no, like man, dude, like I love whiskey so much. My problem is I can chug whiskey.
Oh my god.
And that is a problem. Like I can chug whiskey. I shouldn't chug whiskey, but I can't. Like point is like it feels nothing but good to me. Other people are like, oh, if I chug whiskey, I throw up. If I chug whiskey, I love it, and then I chug more whiskey, and then I either get angry or dumb or jail, or it never ends well. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Now, has the Illuminati ever contacted you, and would you accept their agreement?
What's that?
The Illuminati have they ever contacted you, the Illuminati, and would you accept their deals?
Would you join the Illuminati?
I don't even know what that is. What
The
is
Illuminati!
You know, like they're this question comes from the fact that it's conspirized that the Illuminati secretly has control over the entertainment industry and controls such people as like Beyonce and Eminem and what are some other names and shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
You ain't heard of the Illuminati? If not, that's probably a good thing. It means you're living a good life.
No, I don't ever see myself being that kind of status of a celebrity.
Well, you should, damn it, reach for the stars and shit.
Yeah, I mean that's great.
Look, if the Illuminati contacted you, it doesn't mean you have to join them, but that means you've reached that status of celebrity and iconism. It's flattering for the Illuminati to contact you.
Yeah, I mean, do you have a contact? Can you give me a hold of them? Or
No, God damn it! They're world-dominating evil bastards. Don't actually join them. You know, like it's actually a bad thing if you join the Illuminati. I'm just saying it's impressive that they reach out to you.
I'm so far out of that, I don't even know what that is. So yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, like that's crazy. Again, that's nothing but good things. That means that like you're not like. You know, it's so far from like conspiracy theories that you don't know what the Illuminati is. That's a good thing.
It means you don't sacrifice babies in the woods, so that's good.
Oh yeah, no, don't do that. No.
Don't do that.
No, it's bad for publicity.
So we have a this or that game to play with you if you're down. So we got a few questions. It's this or that. I'm gonna ask you two things. You can choose one or the other. And here we go. We're start off. Ale or lager?
L.
IPA or stout?
Ooh, IPA.
Baseball or football?
Baseball.
Hip hop or metal?
Ooh. Metal.
Marvel or DC?
Ooh, dang it. Oh, Marvel.
Chicken or steak?
Steak.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Burger or hot dog?
Burger, for sure.
Nickelback or Creed?
Oh, man, why are you going to do it like that?
Creed? Creed?
It's on 6 feet. I'm sorry.
I'm taking Creed.
Chris Ledoux or Doug Supernaw?
Oh, man, that's another bad one. Oh,
I know, that's what I said.
Doug, for sure, Doug.
Doug Supernaw.
Sorry, but Doug.
Big and Rich or Montgomery Gentry?
Montgomery, for sure.
Oh yeah, that's not. I was gonna say that. Man, that's not even a hard one. Especially because we're talking to someone who's like traditional honky tonk country right here.
Hell yeah, that's a good ones.
Oh yeah, those
questions.
Were. Yeah. And I was like, I'm proud of myself for that list.
Whatever. That was good. This or that. Now you get to know the artist.
Yeah.
Get to know their preferences of things.
Yeah, I don't know, like that whole whole list was like very obvious answers. Like if you choose hot dogs over burgers, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Some people do.
If you choose DC over Marvel, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Some people have. Like New York people choose hot dogs over burgers.
Of course they goddamn do. They're from New York.
That's what they do.
Apparently they have great hot dogs in Coney Island.
Allegedly. If you wrote and recorded an Opinions and Beer theme song, how would it sound?
And also send it to us when you do.
Man,
Yeah.
you put me on the spot there. Restate that for me. What is
Yeah,
that?
I thought, before he does say it again, I would like to say that I thought that was a loaded question and it's unfair.
No, that's loaded.
That's like him soliciting for you to write a theme song for
No, I
us.
purposely load questions. Wait one second.
All right.
If you wrote and recorded an Opinions and Beer theme song, how would it sound?
Oh man, I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah, dude, you can't. That takes so much thought. For one, here to decide that you must do that, then sit down and think about it. Spend a lot of time. If someone legitimately put themselves out there to write a theme song for Opinions and Beer, it would take a lot of thought and effort. And you want someone to answer that in a split second.
No, I've asked that question to every musical artist we've had on.
I know, because that's your secret way of soliciting to them to write a theme song for us.
One person just growled. One person just growled.
You're just trying to get these celebrities to write a theme song for us so we can put it on our podcast. Also, we wouldn't turn it down if you did. Wink, wink.
Boba Flex growled for 3 minutes. They did that. I thought that was...
Whatever. He asked me this jokingly, and you remember the comedian Rodney Carrington?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's got the song like titties and beer, you know. So I just ripped that off. I said opinions and beer. Thank God I ain't queer. Opinions and beer. Okay, I ain't got it. You got it. I ain't got it. Yeah.
No, I've sang that song a bajillion times as a goof.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's like, we got one for the women. Wieners and wine.
Gonna have a lot. It's not that, but that's another one for you. It's gonna have a lot of fiddle and steel, and it's gonna be work hard, get home, and drink a lot of beer, and just love God and love your family, and try to do
Woo! I am so down.
Oh yeah!
I love that answer. Thank you so much for that. Because dude, that is like, oh man, it's like I'm tearing up.
Well,
have an opinion. Just have an opinion.
Have an opinion and drink beer.
You know what I mean? don't follow what everyone else is doing. You know.
It's like I feel so conservative that it's like, but your opinion better be work hard and love God.
Well, you know, Buck Ford, it's been so awesome to have you on.
Very, like I said, dude, I legitimately want to say I was very excited for this interview. I'm very excited to meet you. And it's been everything that I hoped for. You know, I was not disappointed. You're such a great, genuine artist, genuine country boy, and a genuine country singer, genuine fucking motocross rider. I love motocross. I love everything about you, man.
Oh, brother, I appreciate it, man.
Hell yeah. And your new single, Saving the Planet, is... What do you say?
What's that?
Let me know when you're ready to do it again, man. Let's just drink some more beer, and I'll have a couple more.
Hell yes.
Oh yeah. Let me also say we have politely been like, yeah, we'll totally hit you up with other past artists, and maybe we didn't. Oh my but we will totally actually hit you up.
But we're definitely going to be sharing the single "Saving the Planet," and whenever your next single drops, we're going to be sharing that. We can't wait to see what your new album has in store for us. It's been awesome to have you on. You're an authentic country singer, and it's a lot more authentic than what's on the top 10 Billboard charts right now, and that says a lot, to be honest.
Yeah, it really does. You need to be on the top 10. That's what that says.
So once again, thanks again for being on the Opinions and Beer podcast. Is there anything we left out? Anything you'd like to plug before we, I guess, do our exits?
No, man. Thanks for all the good times and Hell, Saving the Planet. We're pumping that thing for another couple of weeks. We got another single coming out. It's called Heart That's Gonna Break. We're gonna release the record here shortly after that, and just check it out, guys. Check out buckford.com. Check us out. We're gonna be touring, doing a lot of stuff this summer or going into the fall. And hey, happy dove season. Get out there and shoot some birds.
Shoot some birds.
Hell yeah.
Baby. Shoot some shit.
Thank you so much for coming on our show, man.
We're about to get our evening hunt started here in a little bit, so I'm actually going to go play a show for some dove guys in a little bit. So
Hell yeah.
That's great.
and then I got to set up a guitar and just play a little music later on tonight. So
Hell yeah. We were here with Buck Ford. We were drinking Brewster Cogburn. It's an Imperial Vanilla Cream Ale, sitting at 9% in alcohol by volume. It was a fun... we were drinking... So, we were having a fun time. He's awesome. He's great. Do you agree? If not, well, fuck you. I'm sorry. Fuck you. That's not what we meant. We didn't mean that. That's just your opinion.
Yeah, is it?
And that's fine, because all we have here are opinions and beer.
cheers, guys.
Cheers, man. Thanks, man. Hello, everybody. This is Adam with opinions and beer. You can tell we're looking like cowboy.
My joke to you.
You can tell we're looking like cowboys.
No, you're supposed to say.
We've got Keenan
Yeah, there you go. Goddamn.
looking like a cowboy. Keenan's a real cowboy.
I was like, it's not. I'm not playing. It's not dress up for me. You know?
Do you why?
Look at this hat. You look like. Does it look like I just went out and bought this hat?
Gosh damn it. Now, we're dressed this way. We're supposed to have an interview today. We'll see if that even happens.
You can't dress this way all the
Crazy
time.
stuff. Look, do I need to... You need to scoot over.
I know.
You're purposely sitting over there. There's like a whole space.
You like to push me out so that you're front
I don't
and
like
center.
to push nobody out and be front and center. If I could scoot... I'm going to hit my beer. Our beer.
Oh, yeah,
Fermenting.
yeah.
Still fermenting all the
You'll
sugar.
fuck up the process. Don't touch it.
We're looking at a fucking like a probably 9% beer right there.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's the IPA?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh man, it's
IPA.
gonna be bitter as fuck.
I mean, it's still converting sugar
Mhm.
right now into alcohol right now. You can hear it as it bubbles.
It's science, bitch.
Science.
So today, I've already drank mine. I got impatient.
I know.
Today, you're like, I know.
Today's beer of the day is Brewster Cogburn.
It's good.
Wait.
No. Oh, I mean, I'm trying it for the first time right now.
This beer is Brewster Cogburn, made by Saloon Door Brewing Company. Saloon, like in the Wild Wild West.
I mean, you could just say Wild West.
It has a look. There's a
Will
sheriff.
Smith.
There's a sheriff cock right here.
Sheriff Cock.
he has a sheriff badge. This is brewed in Webster, Texas. It is 9% alcohol by volume. 9 or 9.2.
Where did you say it's brewed? Webster?
Webster.
Webster.
It is 9.6% alcohol by volume. This is an Imperial Vanilla Cream Ale. It's not just a cream ale. It's an Imperial Cream Ale. 9% for a cream ale. Whew, that's crazy.
It's
It smells vanilla-y.
It's basically an alcoholic cream soda.
I'm gonna try it.
You barely taste any beer. It tastes like cream soda, doesn't it?
It's like cream soda.
It's
Yes.
kind of not good. I mean, of course, it tastes great. It's like beer marketed to children again.
This?
Yeah.
Well, cream ales.
It's like,
At least,
hey, kids, do you like cream soda?
at least it's
Do you want to get fucked up?
at least
Yeah.
at least it's a creamy cream ale. Some of the cream ales I had recently weren't creamy.
Oh, yeah. See, like, dude, I wish it was just an Imperial cream ale without the vanilla, you know? And I wish it was a beer-flavored cream ale. I like the cream ales because they're thicker, but I like for my beer to taste like beer.
You do?
I do.
This does taste like beer.
No, it tastes like cream soda only.
Tastes like vanilla cream.
No, it tastes like vanilla cream. No beer.
There's 9% in this bad boy.
And they hit it well. It tastes like it's a cream soda that fucks you up.
Not my father's cream soda.
Yeah, there you go. they wanted to go with that, but copyright and all.
Saloon Door. Do you remember any of the other Saloon Door stuff? They don't make. I don't think they make anything less than 8% in alcohol.
Good. No, what we've had, dude. My hat's so crooked.
Yes, we've had some.
Hold on.
We've had some Saloon Door in the past. They have the tasty.
Like
is it Tasty AF? Tasty AF.
Tasty as fuck.
Yeah, peanut butter stout.
Man, it's like I gotta try. I gotta like start making a journal of the beers we've had, because after a point in time goes by.
You should do it by the brewery.
Yeah.
So write the breweries down.
Because you'll be like, man, you remember when we had that? And I'll be like, absolutely fucking not. You know?
This is a solid.
Like,
little
we've
beer.
tried 50 beers since the last time we've had Saloon Door.
Indeed.
And I do not remember. Maybe because of the alcohol.
Tasty AF. I remember seeing them. They were at a Kroger, and I seen them. They were trying to force people to drink their beer because they couldn't sell it. Because
It tastes like beer?
well, no one's ever heard of it before in Beaumont, and so when you're trying to sell a $22 4-pack at a Kroger, and you have like a shit ton of inventory there.
Well, dude, like I found, like me personally, and well, like surely there's other beer enthusiasts just like us that literally buy shit because they haven't heard of it, because they haven't tried it, because it's new.
Yeah.
But I guess not a lot to like support to fund their business, I guess.
Well, I think they sell a lot now. Just at the time, I remember them having like. They had just cases stacked next to an aisle of this or was it Ridiculous AF? It was one of them because they make a Tasty AF and a Ridiculous
like they
AF.
had a whole display, like please buy our shit.
Yeah, the whole little giant stack of it. They had not sold a single one. I was just like, what the hell? Have they sold any? They might have sold one 4-pack finally, and then it finally took somebody to come in and do samplings, and
in the store. Here,
like,
try a beer.
Yeah, someone from the brewery. They sent someone from the brewery to there to do sampling.
You think that'd be not allowed?
And so,
I mean, I'm glad I'm not saying they shouldn't be able to do that. But like
I was
I'm
actually
shocked.
Before he left. I was approved to do it.
What? Like,
because we were gonna do this whole thing with Opinions of Beer. We're gonna do blind taste tests for like craft beer and stuff. And I thought that'd be fun.
why?
I want to do October. I was going to do Oktoberfest beers. Like, say what's the best Oktoberfest?
Why are you talking about all this like it's past tense? Why aren't we doing this?
Because that guy left to Houston. That was gonna give me the
Opportunity.
Yeah, the guy that was gonna let me do it at the store.
It was a store employee.
The manager.
We'll just talk to the new man, whatever manager isn't. Well,
I guess.
yeah. Look, if they've let someone do it before, they have no precedent to not let you do it now.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know what the rules are though in tastings.
Yeah, it's not like you can sit there and get fucked up in Market Basket.
But I assume it's a similar rules as like book signings at Kroger.
I would do it. I would do it, and like, who cares what you're allowed to do? You know, they're not sitting there like watching you. You know, they'll leave you to your own devices. So every time someone would sample a beer,
yeah,
I would too. I'd be like, I'm gonna drink one with you, bro, and then like do that over and over, and straight up get fucked up at Market Basket. You know, just be drunk. Like, man, you want to try some? I've been drinking all day. This shit's great.
Oh, jeez. What would you rate this beer?
Like a fucking 7.
A 7? 7? It tastes like a... You think this is
It's 2 cream soda.
What's the closest beer you've had so far to the Harry Potter beer?
Well, you mean the buttered beer?
Yeah.
Fuck, this is actually it. Maybe that's what you were thinking that in the back of your mind, and that's why you asked it. Well, like, dude, like a buttered beer, especially if you go to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter in Orlando, is just a butterscotch cream soda.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if there's actually alcoholic butter beer. Like in the books, it's low percent alcohol, which I dig that they're giving kids alcohol. Like, you know, and there's no they're like what, like 3% alcohol, but there's no regulation. Like, here, kid, drink 20 of these if you want to get drunk. And that's just something we should try in real life. No, no, but really, I don't know if there's actually any alcoholic ones out there. But for the most part, a buttered beer is just it's just like root beer or cream soda, except it's a butterscotch cream soda. So this is like it.
Yeah, this is it.
This is it.
Very close.
Man, you know what? Like, yeah.
Who's the most?
Like, I will rebottle this shit and use it for like a Harry Potter party.
Who's the most country Southern Harry Potter character?
This is a weird goddamn fucking question, but Hagrid, obviously.
He's pretty Southern.
Yeah, he's pretty fucking backwoods.
Backwoods guy lives up in the woods.
Yeah.
He literally lives in the.
See, because country never goes out of style.
Never.
And it's countrywide and worldwide. I'm sure there's country people in England. Probably not.
There's country folk everywhere.
Yeah, I know.
There's redneck. They call them them country folks. And
Oh, dude, country folk from Ireland are just so great. They got that backwoods Irish accent.
Oh, really?
You can't understand the fucking word they're saying, and I love it.
Sounds like Cajun.
Yeah, dude. It's like the way people can't understand Cajuns here. There are people in the backwoods of Ireland that have such a thick Irish fucking dialect that it's just. I love that. Like, dude, you listen to them enough, you start to be able to understand them. And like, I was watching the Graham Norton show.
Yes.
They have random guests on the show, and they have there's a bunch of American actors on the show, and then they have like this random guest, and he's from like the backwoods of Ireland, and he starts talking, and Graham Norton pauses and looks at all the American actors, and he's like, "You're not even gonna understand this one. Don't even try." And it made me happy that it's like I could understand a word he's saying.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff.
Fun stuff. So Keenan, what I want to do today is I actually want to ask you the questions that I plan on asking.
Because also, I don't know if you know this, I'm not Buck Ford.
Keenan.
Yes.
I'm gonna ask you this. You're a country guy. I'm gonna ask you the same questions.
But I'm not a country artist.
And we're gonna see the difference.
And I didn't even do motocross.
I'm gonna see the.
Not officially. I mean, me and my friends raced on dirt bikes.
Well, I want to see what the difference in y'all's answers will be. If you and him will answer differently.
Of course. Okay.
All right.
Of course.
All right.
How did you start your music career?
Favorite number one favorite beer.
Bud Light. No, I'm joking. You know my favorite beer is Bellhaven Scottish Ale.
Favorite fast food.
Buck, that is a goddamn good question. That is a fucking good question. It's also good.
What fast food?
Yeah.
But what's your favorite fast food?
Dairy Queen.
Dairy Queen?
Yeah.
What, just like in general?
The burger, no matter wherever fast food place I go to, like it's all about the burgers.
Oh, Number 3 is "Fancy Like" by Walker Hayes deserving of the top spot in the Billboard Top 10 Country Songs?
No. Did we listen to that on the last one?
In our future one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Do we listen to that in the future?
Do you play video games?
Absolutely.
What's your favorite video game? Currently, what's your current favorite game?
I don't have a current favorite game because I've been playing the same 4 video games for like 10 years now.
Of the 4, what's your favorite?
None of them. I guarantee it.
Hate them?
I'm tired of them so much. My favorite video game will always be Ace Combat 6.
Ace Combat 6? Come out with the Ace Combat movie.
What? No, they're not.
Oh, no, Top Gun 2. My bad.
Yeah. Oh, you freaked me out. I was like, bro, I have to Google that.
Current favorite film?
Man, like,
Current. What? What is it? Do you watch any movies? Are you frozen? He's dead.
I'm thinking of every movie in existence right now.
He's dead.
I'm thinking of every movie in existence. It's making my head hurt. Current favorite movie. Fuck. I don't know. They all suck. No.
Oh, all suck.
Can I say, even though it's not even out yet, Spider-Man No Way Home?
Okay.
No, fuck, there's so many good ones out there. I don't know. I think, like, you know, until I find another favorite movie, like,
What?
It's like there's so many movies that's like it's like I have a list of movies that like I could watch endlessly no matter how many times I watch them, but it's like what in that list is at the top, you know?
Tell me.
Top Gun.
Top Gun. There we go. Woo! What is the lowest calculated mass of dark matter?
3.
Correct answer is 10 minus 24 electron volts.
Yeah, I wasn't too far off. Yeah.
Who's your favorite motocross person?
Well, this doesn't count because this may not count because he's only my favorite because he went on to do other things besides motocross. But I would say Travis Pastrana.
Travis Pastrani.
But that's just because, like, you know, he went on to do freestyle motocross. I'm more into freestyle motocross.
What's one of your favorite country singers?
Chris Ledoux.
What's the relevance of Nashville to you?
It's like all the best country artists have their start in Nashville. Country artists head to Nashville to start their country artistism.
Do you believe in saving the planet?
One beer at a time.
Do you like craft beer?
I do.
Are you a part of the Illuminati?
I am.
Now it's time to play this or that. Now it's time to play this or that.
Or we don't because
are.
I'm part of the Illuminati and you do as I tell you.
All right. Big and Rich or Montgomery Gentry?
Montgomery Gentry.
Chris Ledoux or Doug
Chris
Supernaw?
Ledoux.
You don't like Doug Supernaw?
I have no idea who that is.
Yes, huh?
I mean, like, I could
He wrote
probably...
the greatest country song.
What is it? No, the greatest country song is Cowboys Hat.
Yeah,
by Chris Ledoux.
But he wrote the greatest country song and then was told it's not the greatest country song because he didn't mention.
That's who? No, dude, that's David Allan Coe.
No, but actually Doug Supernaw.
What?
David Allan Coe
wrote the
told him that.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. David Allan Coe sings the song, but he sings it like it was written by, like it was sent to David Allan Coe. Like, hey, I just wrote the greatest country song. You should sing it, and he responded back.
Yeah.
No, you didn't, because you didn't say anything about Mama or prison or okay, yeah. All right, moving on.
Nickelback or Creed?
Nickelback.
Burger or hot dog?
Burger.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Chicken or steak?
Steak.
Marvel or DC?
Marvel.
Hip hop or metal?
Metal.
Baseball or football?
Football. These
IPA?
are so easy.
IPA or stout?
Oh, that's a good one. Stout. It's like I want to like IPA. Like, I enjoy a great IPA better than I enjoy a great stout, but often stouts are better than IPAs. Did I fuck your mind with that?
So what are you saying?
I don't know.
IPA or stout?
I don't know. Stouts, because stouts are more often beer flavored beer.
Ale or lager?
Ales.
If these places were real, which would you rather be stuck at? Jurassic Park or Perfection Valley, where Tremors take place?
Yeah, you have to explain that to some people. But you don't have to explain that to me. Perfection Ale. Hashtag. Jurassic Park.
I guess so. I might as well get stuck at a park.
I mean, like,
dinosaurs.
if you're going to die either way, it's more visually amusing.
It's like getting eaten by a worm.
Or, like, I'd rather my chances with above ground dinosaurs than underground tremors, you know?
Yeah.
You know? Like,
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you could be standing there and
then get eaten.
Yeah. From beneath. And
Yeah,
you won't even
underneath.
know. Like dinosaurs, you know, oh shit, I should run. You know? Or stay extremely still.
If you wrote and recorded an Opinions and Beer theme song, how would it go?
Opinions and beer.
We are opinions and billions to the right.